recent release of George A. Romero's Resident Evil, what better time is there than to talk about some documentaries about failing to make a movie, or at least the movie the filmmaker wanted to make. The new doc explores how the zombie popularizing legend was once attached to make an adaptation of the most popular zombie video game of all time. Sorry, House of the Dead, but that ain't you. If you like this tale of Hollywood versus an iconic filmmaker, then you can follow it up with a few more movies about movie making. Starting with...
In the course of it all, taking it a bit too far, she threatened to cut her own heart out with a sushi knife.
Lost Soul, the doomed journey of Richard Stanley's Island of Dr. Moreau, is the incredibly long title for this 2014 documentary. This tells the tale of filmmaker Richard Stanley, who had just come off the dual successes of Hardware and Dust Devil. Both were low-budget but highly creative films that proved the filmmaker could do a lot with a little. However, his next film would end up being the death of his directing career for quite a while, telling the tale of the disastrous production of the 1996 adaptation of the seminal book. This one has it all, from witch doctors to Marlon Brando suddenly declaring that his character was a secret dolphin man. If you're looking for a doc about an absolute disaster of a production, you will have a lot of fun with this one. Well, at least more fun than Richard Stanley did.
I found myself much happier away from people and up the mountain where I am now.
For the slasher film lover who has 5+ hours to spare, check out Crystal Lake Memories, the complete history of Friday the 13th, covering all 12 films plus the short-lived and completely unrelated TV series. This doc is a must-watch for anyone with a soft spot for the iconic killer. Featuring interviews with basically anyone ever involved in the production of a Jason movie, this film is full of great stories, surprising tidbits, and an overall joyful love of the franchise as a whole. Plus, they even got Corey Feldman back, and you don't have to worry because he doesn't sing once.
He took his revenge every year on Friday the 13th.
Just released in 2023, The Conqueror, Hollywood Fallout, tells the story of the movie that killed Hollywood icon John Wayne. The original film is a series of baffling old Hollywood decisions, from casting an all-white cast to tell the story of Genghis Khan, to deciding to film the whole thing on a radioactive test site. The first half of this doc has a great energy, but the back half will leave you both sad and angry about all the great creative people who lost their lives because of a cinematic turd that was quickly forgotten.
She said, I play a red-haired Tartar princess, as if some wild Irishman got lost on the way to the road to Old Cathay.
Perhaps the greatest documentary about a movie that never came to be, Jodorowsky's Dune unravels the fabled adaptation of the seminal sci-fi book by the experimental Chilean filmmaker. Alejandro Jodorowsky, known for films like El Topo, once tried to gather some of the world's greatest stars, artists, and FX creators for his admittedly batshit interpretation. From wanting to cast people like Mick Jagger, Orson Welles, and Salvador Dali, to his planned ending that would enrage any fan of the book, this is a wild tale centered around a man brimming with charisma and more ambition than money. So check out these docs and more if you want some great film history. I would also highly recommend Electric Boogaloo, the wild untold story of Canon Films, but that is more about the production company as a whole. Let me know what other documentaries you think I should also check out in the comments. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and remember, be who you are,